What's going on, people? It's your boy Tots back again, and it's a great win for Arsenal away from home at Stamford Bridge, winning 3-2 in the first leg of the Carabao Cup. Before I get into it, make sure you guys like the video and subscribe to the channel. And let's get into the game. So going into the game, Arsenal played a pretty much full-strength team apart from Raya in goal. Kepa was obviously in goal from the start, and it was Victor Gyökeres up front. It was Trossard who comes back as a team, Saka as well, Declan Rice, Zuba Odegaard, Gabriel Saliba, Timber was playing left back, and Ben White right back. And yeah, Chelsea had a few changes, man. They had injuries to Reece James, to Cole Palmer as well. Obviously, Casado was suspended for the first leg of this tie. And yeah, man, they definitely did show they were missing their kind of key players. And Arsenal kind of gained the early advantage early on in the game, their first quarter in the game. And Sanchez, bro, he had an absolute howler mare in this game, made some pivotal mistakes. And yeah, corner comes in by Declan Rice. Sanchez kind of flaps at it. And yeah, Ben White has an open goal basically, and he just heads it into the back of the net to make it 1-0 to Arsenal away at Stamford Bridge. And Arsenal, after that goal, kind of just sat back a little bit, didn't really kind of create any more chances after that. Some hard chances through Trossard, who hit a shot over the bar. I think there was one from can't remember who else had a shot then. I think yeah, definitely from Trossard that one had a shot over the bar. But then Chelsea had a few chances of their own. João Pedro fired one across the box. Could have been a 1-1 opportunity there, but there was no one in there for Chelsea. And then Esteban, who I thought was Chelsea's best player throughout the game, he had a shot that Kepa had to save out for a corner. But overall, again, kind of a non-eventful first half. No real clear-cut chances after Arsenal scored. I felt like Arsenal kind of took the goal, sat back a little bit, and just obviously encouraged Chelsea to kind of to come on. I think Chelsea definitely lacked a lot of intensity they had when we played them in obviously November, when they had Maresca as the manager in that first half, especially. I know they'll miss some few plays, but off the ball, they weren't really kind of pressing us how we were kind of used to being pressed at Stamford Bridge. And yeah, Arsenal were kind of keeping the ball a little bit here, but not really offering anything more offensively in that kind of final third. So yeah, going into half time, I was like 1-0. I want to see a bit more from Arsenal in terms of from an attacking point of view. And then in the second half, we definitely seen that, man. And Arsenal made it 2-0 very quickly. It was Bukayo Saka passing the ball to Ben White, made a nice overlapping run, and a huge error by Sanchez again. The ball slips through his fingers, don't know how, into the path of Victor Gyökeres, who kind of needed a goal. He hadn't scored in so long. Hadn't scored an open play goal since November the 1st. Hadn't scored since he scored that penalty against Everton in December. So gets on the score sheet to make it 2-0, sliding into an empty net. And after that, Arsenal definitely improved in terms of progression, in terms of trying to create chances. They were much more free flowing. I think that goal gave him a bit more confidence to know that they can score more than one goal at Stamford Bridge. Been a few years since we've done that. And yeah, man, could have made it even 3-0. Mika Marina came onto the pitch, and yeah, he had a great opportunity that was saved by Sanchez. A volley that teed up for him on his I don't know if he was right for a left foot, but he had a volley. Sanchez did save it, but it was actually Chelsea who made a substitution at half time. Garnacho came on that left hand side, and it was actually Chelsea that got a goal back. It was actually a counter-attacking goal. Wasn't defended very well by Arsenal. The ball kind of gets into the path of Garnacho at the back stick. Poor defending by Ben White, really falling asleep at the back stick, and then Garnacho finishes it very well through Kepa's legs. Maybe he could have done a little bit better at the near post, but yeah, that makes it 2-1 to Arsenal, and Chelsea back into the game. And at that moment in time, you're thinking, okay, Chelsea have got a foothold in the game now, got a bit more momentum. The crowd's a little bit up. Can they get an equalizing goal? Yes, they've got a weakened team, but they've still got some good players out there. And it was actually Arsenal that went back into the lead, or back into a more comfortable lead, making it 3-1. That's some nice play. Ball comes into Victor Gyökeres. A nice little tee into the path of Zubimendi, who takes a little bit of a shimmy. That shimmy kind of does Fofana, gets past him, and then puts in a very good goal, man, into the back of the net, into the near post. Very good finish past Sanchez to make it 3-1 to Arsenal on the night, which I think, due to the second half performance in terms of the attacking play and how many chances we had, I definitely think was warranted. We could have made it more. We could have actually made it more. Gabriel has a sitter, man. Boom, corner comes in. Free header from Gabriel. I'm expecting to score that. It goes over the top of the bar. There's a couple of kind of block opportunities from Martinelli. Had one as well. And yeah, you're thinking Arsenal could have probably scored more goals, but it was actually, again, Chelsea hits back. A bit of a lifeline, man. I did say on my live that 2-goal margin makes it extremely difficult for Chelsea to go through in the second leg because they're going to have to go to Arsenal and beat them probably by 3 goals in normal to extra time. But with 1 goal a deficit, it definitely brings them back into the tie for sure, because anything can happen in the second half and they should have players back. But yeah, it was actually another goal from a corner. Corner comes in, Kepa doesn't deal with it. Maybe a hint of a foul. I don't think it was enough for him to get penalised. And it obviously forced the Garnacho, who he hits it first time on the hard volley, to make it 3-2. Another good finish, but poor defender. I'm not really used to Arsenal defending that poorly in kind of a game, to be fair, this season, man. So yeah, 2 kind of soft goals really from an Arsenal perspective. But then you can argue Chelsea would say very 2 soft goals from their perspective, because basically Sanchez made 2 mistakes as well, man. So yeah, it actually ended 3-2. I don't think Chelsea had another chance after that. I think they had a couple of shots, but nothing really kind of clear cut. And Arsenal go into it with a 3-2 advantage when going into the game at the Emirates. Remember, they're unbeaten at the Emirates so far this season, and Chelsea are going to have to win the game by more than 1 goal to win it in normal time, and obviously win it by penalties if it's just by 1 goal. So a very, very difficult task. Not impossible, because again, like I said, they probably will have the likes of Casado back, who was suspended for this game. They will have maybe possibly Reece James and Cole Palmer, who missed this game as well. So that will be their kind of their first strong team, and that'll be a different proposition. Maybe this is Arsenal's pretty much best team apart from David Raya in goal. So yeah, whether Arsenal will have more injuries since that game, who knows? Maybe we will have a weakened team. You don't know what's going to happen during that period of time of the semi-finals, man. So yeah, overall, happy with the win. Happy if it was a big win. It was a big game. Regardless of what's happening at Chelsea, it's still a Big Six club. And yeah, it's still a difficult place to go there and win. And obviously, we didn't win there earlier on in the season with obviously Maresca in charge, and obviously them having a few more stronger players, Reece James and Casado, to say the least, were obviously available. So yeah, I'm glad we actually made the win. A little bit disappointed that we didn't keep that 2-goal margin, especially going 2-0 up and 3-1 up. I feel like that was kind of a difference. But at the same time, looking at it from a positive point of view, there can be a little bit of complacency when you do have like a 2-goal margin. We've seen it so many times where a team goes to another team, beats them by 2 goals, and then in the second leg, they draw a level because the team's just been too complacent, thinking the tie's over, and the other team knows what they have to do. You see it all the time in the Champions League. They know they need to come back and score X amount of goals to get back into the tie and back into obviously the competition and stay in there. So yeah, maybe 1 goal keeps Arsenal a little bit honest in terms of, we know we have to get the job done and finish them off at the Emirates. We can't be lackadaisical. Arteta can't really make too many changes and mess about with the team too much because again, it's only a 1-goal buffer, man. So yeah, from that perspective, I'll take it as a positive. But yeah, overall, happy with the victory. Happy to go away from home. This is kind of our first away win at a big club this season away from home, man. So happy we got that under our belt, even though it's in the Carabao Cup. And hopefully we are going to be on our way to Wembley, man. Fingers crossed we'll be going to the final, but we shall see. You guys in the comments, let me know what you think about the game, who you think is going to go through, who's going to be in that final, in that Carabao Cup final. And for more content, please like, share, subscribe, and follow T Chanso Sports. So I hate to play ahead of the game. And until next time, people, I'm out. Peace and love.